start with Newey in the back, Mitch.
Mitch, your thoughts on the roof being open and how it can affect the game?
You tell me. I really don't know. This is my second series playing here in Arizona. I know at our park the ball flies a little bit further. I think about 11 to 12 feet further on average. I don't know how it plays here. We'll see.
Other questions for Mitch? Oh, go back there.
Me? I don't think you faced Brandon Pfaadt before. So for you in your daily preparation when you're taking on a guy you've never seen before, is there some commonality in preparing for a guy you haven't seen?
Try to compare him to pitchers of the past. Look at what he's done to my fellow teammates. Because there's a lot of similarities when it comes to scouting us. I feel like there's a few guys I can look after and kind of see how they got attacked and try to follow that. Just trust my eyes, really. Trust my eyes and my training that I've done.
Other questions for Mitch? What else do we have? Right up front here.
Mitch, I was just wondering if you could talk a little bit about Jon. It looks like he'll probably start tomorrow. I know you haven't caught in a while, but in terms of just catching Jon Gray, when he's pitching well, what are the things he does well that helps you guys in terms of just keeping guys off base?
Well, the number one thing for him is the slider, but fastball command is a big part of it. He likes to move the ball around when he's throwing his fastball, so working both sides of the plate and up at the top of the zone. If he can command his fastball, it helps his slider out a lot. And, we'll see how it works with his other pitches, but those are the two big things for him.
Questions for Mitch? Mike?
Obviously very different circumstances, but after the loss in Game 5 in Houston, I know a lot of you guys talked about how important the trip down there was and just kind of being a mental reset, and then you guys went out and did what you did in Game 6 and 7. Any similarity with this trip coming out here to be mentally ready for Games 3, 4, and 5?
Yeah, for sure. It's always tough to bounce back after a loss, but it's something that is our strength as a team. And, we're looking to compete, and there's really nothing you can hold back at this point, right? It is the World Series. And if that doesn't motivate you enough to get up for a game, then I don't know what will. So we have that working for us, and we're going to come out and play Rangers baseball the way we know how.
Go to that back right corner, Mitch.
Mitch, just going off of that, what about this team do you think plays so well on the road? Like, why do you guys have so much success?
I really don't know. It's something that you can't put a finger on. Maybe it's scoring first. That might be it. I don't know. It seems like when we score first, we have a pretty good record. But maybe it's just the change of scenery, getting out of town and getting all 25 of us together and trying to win a ball game. But we do seem to play pretty well on the road. Maybe it's the hot dogs. I don't know.
Other questions for Mitch? All right, Mitch, thanks so much for your time.
Right, guys.
Best of
Thank
luck
you.
tonight. All right, Jon, thanks so much for coming in. If you have a question, just raise your hand. We'll get you the mic. Who's the first question for Jon? We'll start right here.
Jon, do you have any experience pitching in this park with the roof open, assuming it's open tomorrow night? Can you talk a little bit about just your experience pitching in this park and if there's any difference between the roof being open and the roof being closed?
Thinking back, I've had a lot of experience here, but I can't remember if there's ever a time it was open whenever we were in town. But I like the way the park plays. I like the way it feels. There's a lot of good things about it, but it'll be interesting to see if it is open, how differently it'll play. But we're just ready to play our best baseball.
Stay right there.
It's possible that I missed this announcement, but are you officially starting tomorrow?
No, I haven't been told anything like that. But
Okay.
I'm still, hoping for the best. But still, whatever role I need to help the team, that's what I'll be doing.
Okay, so then this is a hypothetical question. If you are starting tomorrow, we've talked about the adjustment from starting to relief and how it affects your approach a little bit and the arsenal. How's the adjustment going back if you haven't started in a while, kind of bringing in those other pitches that you haven't really had to use in a while?
Right, that would be the biggest challenge. I think is just the usage of the other two pitches, the curveball and the changeup. But then again, I feel like I could still stretch it out a little bit if I needed to. But I think it would come down to how well we use the curveball and changeup. I think that would be the difference maker. Because other than that, it's just execution. I'm trying to get guys out.
Other questions for Jon? We'll go to Alden.
Hey, Jon, how stretched out do you feel like you are right now?
Well, it's been a little bit. It's almost been 2 months since I've really gone 4 or 5 innings. But I think it's still, that's still in play. I think I think I could for sure do 3, but everything after that is just kind of a what if. So, but still, yeah, looking for it.
Stay back there with Bradford.
Jon, when a starter goes to a relief role and knows he's going to be working a short outing, his stuff will often tick up because he's exerting more effort with each pitch. Going into an outing like this where you don't necessarily know exactly how many pitches you'll go, what is the balance between having an idea of what range you're working towards in terms of having to manage your effort throughout the outing?
Oh, that's good. That's kind of what most of the concern was going back to the bullpen was, how are we going to just go 110% every pitch and just try to, make everything incredibly nasty? But I think that's gotten me in trouble in the past, and I think just slowing down, still, going 90, 100%, but very focused on execution. I feel like that's put me in the best spot. And other times where I've tried to be 110%, I feel like I've gotten in my own way a lot. So I think just slowing down, just focus on execution has put me in a really good spot. And it still has ticked up a little bit too.
Other questions for Jon? We'll go to Sean here.
Hey, Jon, you guys have, I think, 4 or 5 starting pitchers in the bullpen right now. What has that been like, I guess, as a collective group, sort of shifting roles in the playoffs and especially helping to fortify a bullpen that's had its ups and downs this season?
Absolutely. I think it's it's definitely a rare case, but I think it gives us an advantage a little bit. I think if we need a guy to cover 2 innings, we can do that. We have multiple guys for that. But at the same time, I feel like those starters in there have the ability to miss bats too, and we can come in and be used for 1, 2, 3 guys and go for a strikeout.
Newey in the last row.
Jon, obviously you guys have played in some pretty raucous buildings and you've been undefeated here. What are you expecting tonight from this Arizona crowd?
Well, I know it's going to be filled with energy. It's going to be loud, electric, as it should be. It's going to be awesome. But that's going to be up to us to play our best baseball, to really embrace that energy and really harness it, and use it for our good. And I think if we do that, we're going to come out playing our best baseball. And with a team like them, we've got to not give up anything. You can't give them free bases. They can do a lot with it. So, we're just really going to be on our attack game tonight.
Questions for Jon? We'll go to Evan on your right.
Yeah, Jon, on that topic, the number of the way they've applied pressure, the chaos that they've applied, how does that impact a pitcher on the mound when they've got runners? Not that you allowed any, but what's it like when a team is applying that kind of pressure?
Really just limiting damage. When teams like that get on base, the chances of scoring are going up. But that's when you get into a cool point of when you're the pitcher. I got guys on base and maybe only 1 out or 0. That's your opportunity. Let's see if we can get out of this thing. Bear down, make good pitches. But that's the fun part. And if you can escape out of that, that feels so good. And just not panicking when yeah, so what if a single happens or a walk or whatever, but it's really about just when things get really tough and you get squeezed, what's going to come out, and I think your best stuff should come out then.
Anything else for Jon? All right, Jon, best of luck. Thanks so much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, we'll get started with Bruce, who has the first question. We'll start in the second row on your left, Bruce. Right here.
Bruce, what went into the decision to flip Adolis and Evan in the lineup?
More than anything, really, to just balance it out a little bit more, break up the lefties there. I talked to both of them. They're comfortable in either spot, but that, keep it simple, that's all I did is break up the 2 lefties.
Any questions? In the back left, we'll go to Newey.
Bochy, can you give us your thoughts on the roof being open?
Yeah, I'm fine with it open. It's a beautiful ballpark when it's open. I've seen it both ways, just like our ballpark. Baseball's meant to be played outdoors, so I'm good with it. I know for a while, it was talked about the ball carries better. I know a lot of their pitchers did not like it open, so it was closed for the most part, but mainly for weather more than anything. But should be a beautiful night. I look forward to seeing it.
Hey, Bruce, as you stand right now, what do you think your pitching plan is for Game 4? And is it safe to say that if Jon Gray is not used today, that he would start that game?
No, I can't say that he would start the game. We have not determined that. A lot depends on what happens today. We have some candidates. Is Jon one of them? Sure. We have some other candidates, but we'll get through this game, then we'll decide which way we go. We have talked about it quite a bit, but that's where we're at right now.
We'll go to Kyle on your right, Bochy.
Hey, Bruce, given that Dane Dunning led the team in innings pitched this year, pitched well, and pitched well down the stretch as well, what went into the decision to use him as a reliever here as opposed to lining him up to be a traditional starter in Game 4?
Well, we started out with Dane in the bullpen, and what a great job he did, and he's doing a great job there now. It's a big part of the game. We have leaned toward Andrew Heaney starting some of these games, and with Dunning coming in after him. So would we have confidence starting Dane? Sure we would. Is he a candidate tomorrow? Sure he is. So, but he's done a terrific job wherever we have put him. Used him the first 2 games. So, that is a thought we have to keep in mind. We have a lot of confidence in him, as you've seen.
Other questions for Bochy? Nothing else? All right, Bochy, thanks so
Thank you.
much.